Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to talk in this video a little bit about what transition has been harder, 0 kids to 1 kid or 1 kid to 2 kids. So I am on still the early side of having 2 kids. My daughter is 5 weeks old and my son is 2 years old. They are 2 years and 2 months apart. So I think definitely when you're contemplating what's a harder transition, I think the age gap has something to do with that, I'm sure. But I think overall, this transition of 1 kid to 2 kids has been far less overwhelming than it was for me going from 0 to 1. And I'll tell you why. So when I had no kid yet, you know, you have all your freedom. You can do anything you want to do at any time. You can go as you please. You can get errands done quickly. I mean, everything is just a little bit quicker and a little bit easier than when you have to take a kid with you and get the kid ready and all the things that go along with that. So I think that I didn't necessarily have like proper expectations of what it would be like to have a baby. I was like I'm super positive and optimistic, and I'm like, yeah, we'll figure it out, it's gonna be fine. And it was fine. But I think especially in the first like little bit when you have a newborn, I think because I was a first-time mom, I couldn't always like see like that, okay, they will get on a schedule at some point, they will take regular naps. Like newborns are just so unpredictable and they're kind of all over the place that as a first-time mom, I was like, oh my gosh, like what is happening? Like I sit at home all day long. I have to hold him 24/7 to get him to sleep. Like for some reason, my kids like didn't love contraptions. Like they liked them for the first 2 weeks but I feel like that doesn't really count because in the first 2 weeks, they just sleep all the time anyways, like effortlessly. So it's like when they wake up and they become more alert, then all of a sudden like my kids didn't love swings, they didn't love like things like that, and they just wanted to be held like all the time. Both of my kids, like I'm in that phase right now with my daughter, and I pretty much just have to wear her in a carrier like all day long, and which is exhausting, you know. But it's not as big of a deal this time because I'm like, oh, it's a phase, like it's a short phase, she'll be like this here in a few weeks, like we'll get on a good schedule and we'll be good to go, you know. And I think I can like see the light at the end of the tunnel, if that makes sense. Whereas the first time around, I was like, is this what my life's gonna be now forever? Like, oh man, this is like overwhelming, you know. And so if any of you are first time moms and you're feeling a little overwhelmed, like it does get easier the older that they get. Like even when they're a couple of months old or 2-3 months old, they start to just get a little bit more predictable. And if you put them on a schedule, if that's what you choose to do, like then you can sort of plan your life around that. And I feel like for me, that made like my whole world feel like less chaotic. So this time around with transitioning to 2 kids now, it hasn't been that hard. I think because I am already tied down by naps, like I'm already home all day. I can't just go do whatever I want 24/7. Like I'm home with my son, like all that kind of stuff. I think because of that, I would be here anyway, even if I still only had 1 baby. So I don't view it that way. Like that part of it has been a lot easier to handle just because this is already what my life is like. But I will say, like, I'm just busy 24/7. So like when you're a mom, I think a lot of the things kind of fall on you anyways, especially if you're nursing. You're the only one that feeds the baby for the most part. So that just, I feel like I'm always like, somebody always needs something from me. So whether it's my son or my daughter, like, or I've got to cook or I've got to clean up or I've got to try to like tidy things up or I've got to start laundry, like there's just always something to do. And I think because my daughter right now is in that newborn phase where she's not taking regular, like she is napping, but a lot of the time she wants to nap like with me wearing her. And so like that's nice because I'm hands-free, but it still takes me like 10 times longer to like throw a load of laundry in when I'm wearing her in a carrier than if I wasn't. So I think that I've just got like right now, I'm just having like grace on myself and having like kind of low expectations for like my house being perfect 24/7. It's just, for me, it's just not attainable. Like, I'm just doing the best that I can to kind of like keep us all with some clean clothes and keep the house like manageable and have food and stuff like that. But luckily my husband also will help. Like, when he gets home, he'll cook dinner. Like, he likes to cook. I like to cook, so that is really helpful. So it doesn't, I'm not always the one who's having to figure out dinner. And we just are kind of, it's like all hands on deck, and we just do the best that we can. But pretty much all day until like 10:30 at night, like, that's when we finally get to relax, I feel like, because then my daughter will eat and then she kind of like goes to sleep. So that is kind of how our day works. It gets a little stressful, like with 2 kids, whenever like sometimes like it's like they both need something at the same time, and it's like if they wake up at the same time, like you know, a lot of times my daughter, when after the morning feed, when she goes back to sleep, sometimes she doesn't really wake up till about 10:30. Well, my son sleeps pretty late. Sometimes he wakes up around 10:30. And so if I have gone back to sleep after feeding her, like if we had a rough night or whatever, then if I wake up at the same time that both kids are waking up, it is like pure chaos. And my husband's already gone. So that is like the worst. What is better is whenever I can get myself up and going about an hour or so before the kids, or a couple hours before, depending on how I slept, then I feel like a champ, because I've had a little bit of time to like have my coffee, get something going for the day, get myself like shower, kind of get myself ready. Because at this point, if I don't shower and do all that ahead of time, sometimes I don't get to until my husband gets home, and then you just feel kind of like ugh all day. So that's my advice, is like to get up before the kids, because then you feel like you can conquer the world, I think, you know. But you know, so far here, like I said, we're 5 weeks in. So far it has not been that bad. I think I just have better expectations this time, that everything doesn't have to be perfect. It's all good. Like, it's such a short phase of them being like kind of fussy and stuff, I feel like. At least with my son, that's how it was. He quickly outgrew that, and we got him, like I said, on a good schedule, a good routine, and then all was right in the world. Like, it just felt, everything felt less chaotic. So that is like my opinion on it. I don't know that that's everyone's, like obviously everyone's got a different story and opinion and how things go, but we're hanging in there and just doing the best that we can. I just want to say quickly, like, I follow, one of the influencers that I follow and YouTubers that I love is Mallory Irvin and her friend Alexandra Garza. And I love, they do this whole, they talk about this whole like hashtag positive parenting thing. And I think that's like the greatest thing ever, and I'm all about it, because I think there's so much like mom guilt and mom shaming, and for just, even though you're a good parent, like people just want to like judge you and nitpick every little thing that you do. And I'm just like not for that. I think it's like, you know what, like as women and as moms, like we need to just like support each other, champion each other, and just be super positive. Like everyone is doing the best that they can, I feel like. And I think too that, you know, you're the mom for your child, which means that you know what's best for your child. So I think if you are just stay confident in that, and in the mom that you're like called to be, I think you will just win every time. And so the best thing and the best advice I can give is to just go easy on yourself, be kind to yourself, have grace for yourself for the days that don't go well. I mean, at this point, I just say you win some, you lose some. Like some days I feel like I'm conquering the world with 2 kids, and I think like, oh my gosh, this is like not that big of a deal. And then the next day I get like hit in the face by reality of the fact that it's just like I don't have my robe till 10 o'clock. Like sometimes that just happens, and that is okay. And if everything's piling up, that is okay too, and you will catch up, and it's just not the end of the world. Just try again tomorrow. You know, like that's the way I try to view it. And I think because I've had that mentality, I've just felt a lot more positive and better about everything this time around. So I hope that encourages you. I hope you got some little like nugget of advice, or maybe that just gives you a glimpse into my world. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.